SocialBase is a new app which is helping million-dollar screw-ups to be prevented. So how exactly does it work? For more, we're joined by the co-founder, the CEO of SocialBase, Mitchell McAuliffe. Thank you so much for your time.
No worries, mate. How are you?
Yeah, doing very well. Give us an idea of these million-dollar screw-ups.
Mate, obviously with Israel Folau, just for one example, just people posting, just give them a layer of protection to human error. I mean, we're all going to make mistakes. So what this does is gives the manager an opportunity to see the post first before it goes live, either putting an end to it, editing, or approving it.
Yeah, pretty important, isn't it? Because we talk about influencers and things. You can be pretty, but not a great speller.
Yeah, exactly, mate. It comes even down to punctuation. Like, another thing we find problems with is sponsorship, problems with sponsors. There could be conflict of interest there. So it's a vast variety of different ways to help the player or anyone who uses the feature ensure that they're putting the right thing on social media.
How do we stop it, though, from being censoring from a business perspective?
Well, it's not so much censoring as the player does not have to use this feature. They can post straight through Facebook and Instagram exactly the same as usual. This is just to be in circumstances where the boss or the club or the sponsor wants to ensure that they're using SocialBase while posting about that brand. So for day-to-day, they can still use their standard social media channels. But this is just once, if they're locked into a contract or something while posting, this is to help them through that process.
Now, I'm really scared to ask this question, but you've got a third-party approval feature called the Todd Carney feature. Given where things ended with him, what's this all about?
Mate, it's not so much the Todd Carney feature. Todd was an early investor in SocialBase. So obviously with Todd's challenges with the NRL, he come up with this idea and approached me about this about 12 months ago, wanting to give back something to the game and the players, which may assist them with not putting, a dark stain on the NRL or the codes. So he came up with the feature, and we decided to look into it further. We started with designs and now moving into development, and we should have it probably live, hopefully before Christmas, and we'll get some testing done, and then hopefully have it, infiltrated into the clubs by maybe January, February next year.
Yeah, but what is it? It's a bit of a lockout feature, is it? How does it work?
So if you a player puts a post up, they put up through SocialBase, before it actually goes live on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, then the manager will get a notification on their phone in which they'll see the post. They can accept, edit, or decline the post. So they have actual total control of if the post goes live, and they can edit it as well before it goes live as well to make sure there's no punctuation mistakes or sponsor conflict.
And straight through the media manager as well to make sure it's all on board. Because, I mean, let's be honest, we talk about censorship on one side, but as we've seen, and even Todd will attest, a lot can go wrong pretty quickly in the wrong circumstances. And there is a very hungry sporting media waiting for you to fall over and to flop, because I think there's more journos right now in sport than athletes playing sport, constantly looking for things to point out.
Yeah, they're definitely, mate, definitely. And that's the issue. And the sad thing is, a lot of the time the players mightn't be necessarily doing anything wrong. It can be something really innocent, as we mentioned earlier, something so simple as punctuation or a sponsor conflict or something in the background that's totally out of their control. This will eliminate that and give them just that second barrier of defense for someone to say, hey guys, I know you probably haven't noticed this, but there's something in the background that, I know what it may be, but it just gives them that opportunity to have a second person see that post first.
Yeah, it's a fantastic idea. I think, we've all been guilty of sending out that tweet or Facebook message after a couple of visits to the medicine cabinet. And at the time, feels like such a wonderful idea, a great idea. And then you wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning and think, oh God, I hope I did not send that. I did send that, I better delete that. But quite often the damage is already done, and we're talking about reputational as well as how people perceive us. We even in Victoria had a health minister who got on the old Twitter at midnight and probably the Premier's media department wished she hadn't. She ended up quitting the job, not because of just that, but a really stark point of just how much damage we can be doing. And I've got friends who actually send me their posts before putting it out just to check it's okay when they're in a funny frame of mind.
Yeah, exactly, mate. We're even wanting to go further and look into getting this to schools. So parents have an opportunity to stop that bullying post, stop their kid putting up negative content, which is going to affect their future, or even just keeping a positive vibe through social media. I mean, social media is designed for all of us to have a platform to express who we are. and we want to do that in a positive way. And we don't want to take anyone's rights to what they post. I mean, we're all got our own personality, but this is just to have someone oversee us and keep us in a positive frame of mind for people seeing our posts going forward.
Yeah, very much so. And I mean, you look at the lockdown we've endured here in Melbourne, and it's so easy to speak out of turn and to get angry and then to later on regret that anger, etc., as we talk about with that impulsive social media behaviour at times. But talk to us about the great people at Birchal. I know we've spoken to quite a few people who've done capital raising through Birchal before. So you're doing that at the moment, the equity crowdfunding platform. Talk to us how that's going.
Mate, it's going really well. We're about 2 weeks into our EOI stage at the moment. I think we've nearly got nearly over 200 investors already interested through EOI. So with our Birchal crowdfunding, we're hoping to really get this feature live and even push it into the UK and US as well.
Awesome.
So global expansion with SocialBase, and Birchal's given us a really good platform to have the opportunity to do that. Those guys have been really over there, and we're hoping that to go into the raising stage in about 8 days, I think it is.
Excellent. Mitchell McCarthy, appreciate your time. Congratulations.
Anytime, mate. Appreciate your time. Thank you.